Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Minorities Podcast. Your home for not-so-expert analysis, predictions, shit-talking, everything in the world of sports. And after last week, the emphasis is definitely on not-so-expert. I'm your host and resident Titans fan, JC. Joining me this week are...
Looking forward to the 2022 draft. Niners fan. Yes, sir.
This is Nori, back to being a Giants fan for a week. And now in the bye week, we also can't lose, so I'm going to count that as 2 wins in a row because that's how fucking sad our franchise is.
EJ, resident Cowboys fan, not very happy at all with our performance this past Sunday, but looking to have us bounce back this week against Atlanta.
Yeah, DJ, the long and short of it is that if the quarterback's initials are TB, it spells doom for Dallas. Basically, that's what's going on here. So
that's what it seems like.
Yes. If you've been listening, you know Rob isn't joining us today. They've been having some major internet issues around his house. That or he fell asleep. It's one or both of those reasons why. So we're going to go ahead and record this episode, and if he's able to join us, he might catch us mid-episode, and we'll kind of go from there. So let's look back on Week 9, which was upset weekend, not just in pro football, but college football.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, that should have been a sign of crazy things to come. We did horrible on picks, obviously. Chicken Wing did the best at 8-6. DJ,
right.
Myself, and Nori went 7-7, and Rob went 6-8.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
He's trash.
That put our overall standings now at 86-50 for DJ in the lead. I'm in second at 83-43. Chicken Wing 82-54. Nori at 79-57, and Rob is at 76-60. So, Week 9. I know there's a lot of surprises. There's a lot of regrets. There's a lot of what the hell happened this week. And Chicken Wing, since you did the best of the picks, you're starting us off. What are your thoughts on Week 9? So,
oh my God! Why would you put me in such a predicament here?
Because it's what we do every week. I know you're not used to being at the top for a week, but you know.
I'm so used to copy pasting everybody.
Yeah, you can't do that this week.
Not this week.
I can't. I hate all of you. I guess the biggest surprise. I hate you so much, JC. The biggest surprise for me was Tennessee. Actually, no. The biggest surprise, Urban Meyer winning a game in the U.S. and not only in the U.S. against Buffalo, and both teams didn't score 10 points. That blew my mind. Of all things, even over Denver's mauling of Dallas. Jacksonville just was the biggest shock for me there.
Yeah, the other Josh Allen's the one that cooked off. Can you believe the Jags under Urban Meyer are 2-0 against the AFC East?
No.
You believe that?
No, I don't believe any of this.
And they still have the Jets and the Patriots on the schedule later. So if they end up 4-13 this season, all 4 wins are against the AFC East, then we'll know what's going on here.
Major congratulations to them right there. That's all I'm going to say to that.
DJ, your thoughts on Week 9?
What the fuck? Is that a thought? Cleveland beat the brakes off of Cincinnati. That's a shock. Not surprised that Cleveland won the game, but the way they won the game. I mean, I picked Cincinnati to win it, but I did not see this coming. And, you know, there's all the talk of, well, Odell's not there anymore, and now Baker can do whatever he wants, I don't believe any of that. I just think Cleveland came out to play, and since he didn't, that's really all it was. I think since he came into this game, figured they would just win, and Cleveland would lay down, and they didn't. They ran them over, literally. So, yeah, that's my biggest surprise. Giants won against Vegas. I'm surprised about that, too, but Nori, it's not anything personal, dude.
No, I'm just happy. I get to be happy for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you do. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
actually going to get a win, against the bye week, unlike other teams named Detroit. So congratulations.
They lost to the bye week. But yeah,
man.
that's what I got. Yeah, that's what I got.
If it was Detroit against Bishop Sycamore, who would you guys take?
Bishop Sycamore.
Like, that was
Easy.
a question, bro. That was way too
Easy.
easy. You know?
It's
cover
because
the
the
spread
spread's
and
not
everything.
real, and therefore they can't lose.
Go.
Surprised you guys already mentioned the Jags. Just holding Buffalo down. Buffalo just had a bad game at the wrong time. To be honest with you, it's what it feels like watching that. Cleveland, and the funny thing is, Sunday all day I was at a softball tournament for my daughter, and there was a Browns fan there. It was in the afternoon after they already beat the brakes on Cincinnati, and I asked him, like, "Hey, can your Browns do this every week? What's going on here?" And he's like, "We're better without Odell." He flat out said that, and this week kind of proved it. We didn't need him last year when we made the playoff run. We don't need him this year. His exact words. So, I mean, 41 points without him? I guess he's got a point there. So, regret pick. I think it's obvious. Tennessee. The one time I don't pick him, and I'm happy. I'm good with it. But as the day wore on and I saw the upsets, I was thinking to myself, you know what? This is upset weekend. Maybe I should change the pick. And then I'm second guessing myself because last week I didn't change the Sunday night pick and Dallas won despite not having Dak Prescott. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm happy they won. And like I said on the podcast last week, if they beat the Rams without Derrick Henry, they're winning the fucking Super Bowl. And I'm you got to believe in me. They can do it. So, Nori, week 9, a happy week for you, for your Giants. Your thoughts on week 9?
It really cannot be better to a Giants fan than not only the Giants winning, but Dallas losing. Like, it's like having sex with a supermodel. Like, it just doesn't get better than that. It really doesn't.
I don't know why you have to. I don't know why you have to do that, Nori. I don't know.
Because you've had enough success this year. So,
we need some more, man.
Yeah, I get to get my barbs in, so you will sit there and love it and take it.
Right.
Yeah, no, it wasn't just the fact that, like, it wasn't even that the fact, like, okay, Dallas lost to, like, Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers,
Right.
Immunized, specialized Aaron Rodgers, like, it's not that they lost to somebody good. Like, it's the Broncos version that we thought would show up from the preseason.
Yes.
Like, Jerry Jeudy made that much of a difference. Like, and then not only that, it wasn't even a close game. Like, Dallas scored in garbage time. Like, what happened to this high-powered top 3 offense? Like, where did it go? Like, we expected around the holiday season, Thanksgiving, for the Cowboys to usually, per tradition, show us who they are. But it came this early. I don't know. It's like it's like that toy race car I always wanted, but now when I get it, I'm like, well, now what do I do? It's magical. I'm shocked as hell. I'm shocked as hell at Jacksonville, and I did a little digging in. Maybe Buffalo's overrated. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but look at the schedule. Who the hell they've beaten that's good?
Well, to see if they bounce back.
first of
Obviously,
all,
they're playing
they're
the Jets this week. If they lose to the Jets, and then something's going on,
First of all,
sure.
they're no 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, they're not fraudsters. Okay, let's.
I don't want to say they're fraudsters, but maybe
Okay, so.
maybe they're not as good as we thought they were. Because now the division for the AFC East is wide open, and maybe the Patriots actually do something. I don't know. I mean, it's last week was crazy.
But speaking of happy endings, Arizona snapped a 20-game losing streak last week. The Wildcats, and they won. Did you see that game, JC?
I did not actually,
Yes,
Neither did I.
they were.
but I did see the highlights. Like, thank God, you lose. I mean, the coach should be happy that they got a win. College football had a bunch. Michigan State goes down and somehow ends up behind Michigan, who they beat the week prior in the college football playoff rankings.
And didn't Purdue win last week as an upset?
Purdue is making it a point to beat any team within the top 10 ranking of the AP poll. That's what Purdue is doing.
That's their only goal.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Beat the
I
number 2
saw
out of
that.
Iowa, beat the number 3 out of whoever the hell it was they played. I don't even remember. But it's just, wow. Purdue is just making a habit of that. Shout out UTSA, 23 in the college football playoff. Should be higher in my opinion. And Cincinnati moves up to 5 in the rankings, but
Good for them.
good for them for now, but we'll see where the committee kind of finds a way to screw them over. I don't think a one-loss Alabama should be 2, but that's just me.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of screwing people over, oh, that referee! Oh my
Pittsburgh,
god!
Chicago.
Yes.
I don't like the Bears, but that was literally one of the worst officiated games I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
I've never seen. I mean, I've seen Big Ben beat the law, but I've never actually seen him beat the NFL refs so many times. It was wild.
It was
wild.
That game was worse than the replacement refs we had a few years ago.
Bears fans have every reason to lose their mind.
Yes,
and you can't even
inter-touchdownception. Yes,
and you can't even blame the loss on Nagy. Like, I think they played a good game. They should have won. It's insane.
They should have won.
They should have won that. It's insane.
What did we talk about last week that you brought up, Nori? Taunting penalties.
Taunting.
It's just crazy.
That wasn't even a taunting penalty.
That wasn't even taunting.
I agree.
I'm telling you, he hip checked him, bro. He
literally, he hip checked him, and then you're like, oh yeah, flag, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
You kidding me, bro?
And they tried to say in the pool reporting, like, no, I saw him take a couple steps and stare at the other bench. That's why I was throwing the penalty flag. Like, I was already planning to throw it until the quote.
Then you should have fucking thrown it, dude. Don't bullshit me, bro.
No, he talked to his lawyers in the NFL, and they said, here you go. Here's what to say. It's just crazy, and it's just insulting to us.
Read this verbatim, and you're fine.
It's insulting what they do to us as fans, man. Like the NFL, like what they're doing with Rodgers. Like they did the math for Rodgers. What they charged him for a fine for lying and possibly endangering people's health was $33.29. That's how much they charged a multimillionaire.
Yes, exactly.
With that, I mean, I don't know. I can't believe how rich the NFL is. It's not even close. No other league comes close, and they're so out of touch with reality and how stupid they think people are with these taunting penalties and slapping Aaron Rodgers in the wrist. Like, if I didn't love football so much, I would not watch the NFL. And that's maybe how a lot of people feel. It's frustrating.
It is frustrating because, I mean, think about it. It's such a bullshit excuse, Oh, I saw him do it, so I was planning on throwing it anyway. Motherfucker, if you saw somebody move at the line of scrimmage, you don't plan on throwing the flag for false start. That's fucking bullshit. Don't. Come on, man.
It's just ruining the game.
Trash.
Like, it's ruining the game, and it's making it like not as fun to watch because then you're so like you get PTSD. Like, okay, hold on, somebody cheered in the air. What's next? Like is Tim Tebow gonna kneel and then pray and then what are you gonna do? Taunting God? Where do we draw the line?
Mm-hmm.
It's
funny you mentioned how the NFL operates and fines and all that. CeeDee Lamb, have you heard about this?
Yes.
So far has been fined nearly $50,000 this season.
Ridiculous.
And I'm sure DJ knows why, but do you guys know why?
I do not.
The taunting, right?
No. For having an untucked jersey. Well, part of it is that wave after the walk-off touchdown against the Patriots.
Right.
But he's received over $20,000 in fines because his jersey was untucked during a couple of games.
Oh, I read this. Yeah, a few weeks ago, and then they keep doubling and quadrupling it, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
He got fined a little over $5,000 for having it untucked against the Eagles, $15,000 for the same violation against the Panthers. If he gets caught again with an untucked jersey, which happens when you're playing football, it happens. Okay.
So let's recap. Let's recap here. So, Lamb has paid more in fines for an untucked jersey, which is legal but annoying, but it is legal. Part of the NFL. He didn't hurt anybody, right?
Yeah.
He waved at a player. He didn't throw a gang sign. He didn't throw a racist sign. He didn't threaten. He waved at a player. But somebody who lied on their job application, like the rest of us, we would be fired, got less of a fine. Just so I'm making sure I'm keeping up.
And he says, I fucking own you.
And that too. Thank you, Mike. That's exactly. Right. He screamed to Bears fans directly who pay an exorbitant amount of money to be down there. I fucking own you. And I'm not saying it's okay for fans to flick them off, right? But there needs to be if fans that get kicked out or disciplined for that, he needs to be disciplined for that. And it's just crazy how much this guy is protected. But people think, oh no, there's no privilege in the NFL. Okay, man. Like at a certain point, you just don't want to see it.
There is. If Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady had their jerseys untucked for one reason or another, would they be getting fined for it?
No, the
No.
other team would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Untucking it.
You mentioned Aaron
You-
Rodgers.
you
Yeah, the
untucked
basic slap on the wrist fine for COVID violations. You know? It's not so much that he caught COVID, it's because he was technically unvaccinated and he was breaking protocols.
And that's all it is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't want to get vaccinated. If you believe that strongly and your medical advice is coming from a fucking comedian, if you really want to go down that path, at least tell your employers. At least the people that are standing by the convictions, fine, stand by your convictions, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, don't make that shit a political issue. Your employer said, here's what needs to happen. Either you make that happen, or that's it. So anybody else fucking lie on our job applications or lie about a status or, I know it's a sensitive topic right now, but that is what's happening. It's a fact.
Well,
You can't get away from it.
It
And-
shouldn't be a sensitive topic. That's the problem.
get it.
It's being politicized when it doesn't have to be. Now,
Agreed.
in the case of Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers, I understand. 2 of the vaccines, there's something in them he's allergic to. Understood.
Because Joe Rogan told him that, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's reiterate.
Sure.
Dr.
Not
Rogan.
an actual doctor,
Dr. Rogan.
but Joe
Yeah.
Rogan told
Watch
him.
him out.
Johnson & Johnson, he said he didn't like seeing some of the side effects. Okay, if you want to go this route of not being vaccinated, that's fine, but follow the protocols.
He also
My
doesn't wear
issue-
masks when he's supposed to too. Just want to throw that in there.
Yeah. My
So he's
issue is this.
full blown right, like nutty, like crazy.
You've known for a while, the NFL has, that he is not vaccinated. He's not. But yet, all these social media posts that the Green Bay Packers have put out, Instagram stories, videos, showing him breaking protocols, getting on chartered flights with the team, doing things he's not supposed to do. Why are you waiting until he's actually caught COVID before you do something about it? Like, you knew his status was technically unvaccinated in the league's eyes. Since immunized is
At least
not the
Cole
same
Beasley
thing.
stuck to his guns day one. He went through weekly tests.
did.
Yeah.
Again, I don't agree, but at least he was straight up says, "Hey, here's what's happening," and he gets tests every week. Cam Newton lost his fucking career over not being vaccinated, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm having such a hard time in a year where I shouldn't be. In 2 years for all this nutty shit happening in the world, I shouldn't be surprised of anything. I still can't believe the NFL won't even pretend to not even insult us. Not even $1 million. Like $33 you're charging him compared to the rest of us. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey, tuck in your shirt. Right.
Next
Upsetting.
time you do that, it's 46 grand.
I want to
Yeah.
get fined.
Tuck in your shirt, her.
I'm just here so I don't get
Yeah.
fined. So. Anyway, that's week 9. It was crazy, nuts. And as far as Denver goes, we'll see in the future. Obviously, the biggest thing for them was they lost Von Miller. They traded him away. And this team came out and played fired up against Dallas. Got the win. But does that carry on going forward? We'll find out. So,
Nope.
Now, fortunately, Rob's not here to discuss this, but if you've been following our audio podcast from the beginning of the season, a couple weeks prior to week 1, Rob, Nori, Chicken Wing, and myself sat down. DJ hadn't joined the show yet, but we made some predictions. We predicted who we think was going to win each division this year and who the wild card spots were going to be. And I think hitting the halfway point after 9 weeks of an 18-week season, yeah, let's see how good or mostly bad these were.
Mostly
Now,
bad.
Mine were
Yeah.
great.
That's mostly bad. Yeah.
Now let's reiterate here the current standings. Dallas is in the lead in the NFC East. Green Bay, NFC North. Tampa Bay, NFC South. Arizona, NFC West. And at the current playoff standings, the 3 wildcard teams are the LA Rams, New Orleans Saints, and the Atlanta Falcons. On the AFC side, Buffalo leads the East, Baltimore the North, Tennessee the South, the Chargers the West, and the wildcard slots right now are Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, and New England. So, let's start with the NFC here. None of us got that right at this point. Chicken Wing and myself said Washington. Nori and Rob said the Giants.
Jokes.
Chicken Wing famously thought that Heineke was the second coming,
The truth.
the truth, the Messiah, lead you to the promised land, Mr. Pat Riley. I don't know. Think of a name here, if you will. So,
Jimmy
Mike,
Garoppolo.
Mike, didn't you say Riverboat Ron was a great coach? That's what I heard you say. Right?
He is a great coach.
He is a great coach, but it is kind of surprising for how, and I hate Washington. It is surprising how their defense is regressing. Like nobody can figure out why Chase Young went from a fantastic rookie campaign to mediocre, and the rest of the defense, like what happened to them? Like I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. I'll take it, but it's weird.
NFC North, Green Bay, we're all spot on except for Rob, who said Minnesota was going to win the division.
Huh.
Let's see. South, Tampa Bay. We also Tampa
I
Bay.
want to reiterate on the Giants too. Like the reason I picked them was not being a homer, was I saw the improvements. I felt they made a lot more improvements than Dallas made. I thought we had a top 10 defense, which we did, and we have a lot of people who are healthy coming back, and even Garrett couldn't fuck this up on offense, right? And the development of our left tackle. There's so many positive things to look for, and I'm thinking, hey, on paper, right? Dallas didn't do enough for defense. They'll score points, but they didn't do enough for defense, and that's all my logic was for at least for the NFC East. So it is not worked out that way.
Do you think now, with everyone getting healthy, they have a shot to get to the
I will
playoffs?
wait till the bye week report.
Okay, all right. Tampa, we all got correct, at least at this point of the season. The West, Nori and I are right in saying Arizona would be winning, and they're leading right now. Chica Wings said San Francisco, and Rob said the Rams. We all have genuinely agreed this is the toughest division, arguably in the entire NFL.
Not anymore.
Well, might it get tougher now with Russell Wilson coming back in Seattle?
No.
Okay.
Is Russell Wilson playing defense also?
For a playoff spot.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, Russell Wilson doesn't play both sides of the ball. If he did, then maybe they have a shot, but they still don't play defense, and Russell Wilson can't outscore. He's not outscoring the Rams, and he's not outscoring Arizona either.
Yeah, true that. Let's see, wildcard teams. Nori and myself said it was basically going to be the rest of the NFC West, and so far we only got the Rams right on that. Chicken Wings wildcard teams were Arizona, the Rams, and the Giants. Only got the Rams there. And Rob's wildcard teams were Green Bay, Washington, and San Francisco. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're fucking idiots.
Now, listen, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you believed what you believed at the beginning of the season based off what the teams did, and
That's really it. Yeah,
just
exactly.
didn't work out.
I thought Dallas I was so mad when Dallas drafted Micah Parsons because,
wanted him.
They really, really needed him, and I think Dallas fans even underestimated how good he would be. I didn't think he'd be this good, right? But fuck,
Right.
Didn't need
yeah,
him.
man. And then the development of Diggs, nobody saw coming. Like it's just shit work. Minus last week, shit's just been working out for them.
On the AFC side, we had the AFC East champion and the AFC South champion correct so far. Buffalo and Tennessee, respectively. On the North, Rob and I said Baltimore. They're in the lead right now. Nori and Chicken Wing said Cleveland. And if they continue to play the way they did this last weekend, they're still in the hunt.
Yeah, AFC North is open all of a sudden. Like, what the hell is happening? All four teams are like competing and balling. I don't understand.
Which is good.
Cincy
it's
seems
great.
to have fallen off. I'm
That's
getting a little
what's competing.
concerned having them lost 2 in a row.
Cincy was 5-2. Joe Burrow was mic'd up and said, "Hey, if we keep winning, whatever will be. If we win this, we can go to Super Bowl." Which I don't know why people think that was talking trash. He was just making a fucking statement. Like he didn't say anybody was
Agreed.
bad. He was just like saying, "Hey, if we do this, we'll do this." Like if 2 + 2 is 4, which it fucking is, I don't understand. So, but since he said that, they've lost 2 in a row, and I think Cleveland is not used to success. I don't know if it's a coaching issue where they're just like not getting mentally prepared, but they really should have stomped the brains out of this Browns team who was dealing with the Odell stuff, which was just a bad marriage. I don't think it's something Odell did. I don't think it's something the Browns did. It just didn't work out. It's one of those weird things where it just didn't work out, and nobody's wrong.
Yeah. On the West, we all said Kansas City, and right now the Chargers are leading that division.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although technically the Chargers are only leading it by a half game because Kansas City is they're getting wins. Like Pittsburgh, they're getting wins. They're ugly at times, but they're wins, right?
All Kansas City's wins are ugly.
For as bad as Jordan Love played in his debut start, Kansas City last year would have blown him out.
Yeah, absolutely.
They only put up 13 points. So
It was 13-7. Green Bay's defense balled out.
It's true.
As far as Jordan Love goes, if you're a Green Bay fan, I won't hold a lot of stock in that game. Let's be honest. He was kind of thrust into it. He's playing
no off season, no chemistry with the first team reps.
Yes,
it looked bad, but
when he takes that on full time, he'll be a different player. So
I touched on it last week too. It was Arrowhead. That's his first game. But that's not fair.
That's what I was worried about last week. That's why I was saying that. I was too worried about Arrowhead and getting out coached and just taking advantage of rookie schemes.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid's very smart.
On the wild card side of things, if we didn't pick Baltimore or Cleveland, we had them at least in the wild card picture. In addition to that, Chicken Wing also said Pittsburgh was in there. Nori, Chicken Wing, and Rob also had New England in the wild card picture. Rob also had Indy. And then I had Denver in the wild card picture. And then Nori and myself had Miami in the wild card.
Hey, listen, if Denver plays like they did last week, we're not going to be laughing. So,
no, but Miami, on the other hand.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Shit, I thought Miami was going to be good.
What happened?
So did we.
Nah, I didn't. I was
What
they'd be good.
happened to Miami? Holy
Okay.
shit.
Maybe you didn't think they were going to be good, Chicken Wing, but did you really think they'd be 2-7 bad?
No,
Okay.
not 2-7 bad, but I knew they wouldn't be top 7.
Yeah,
I knew that.
I thought they'd be good. I mean, 10-6 last year. Made some improvements. I figured they'd be better. Well, much better than they are now. But
Same.
It's just crazy. Yeah. Well, something did give. They at least beat Houston, right? So congrats to them.
That's true. But, that's a win for JC. That's all that matters, right?
How much stock did you really put in that, though?
Oh my God.
Anytime Houston has Texas lose,
It's
it's a
like,
good thing.
hey, man, if it's 5 cents in my bank, I'll take it, bro.
Yeah.
They see don't give a shit, bro.
Yeah.
Question for all you guys, and I guess we could start with DJ here. What team? Okay, it's kind of a two-part thing. What team has surprised you the most, and what team has disappointed you the most this season?
Let's see. If I had to pick which team has surprised me the most, it's Arizona. They were 8-8 last year. They've already won as many games this year as they won all of last year.
Okay.
And they
It's
are
not just you,
leading.
DJ. Like a lot of NFL analysts and whatever were all saying kind of what you were saying. And like all the other teams made better improvements, yada yada. But like, I don't know, man. I just saw them Murray getting better and better and better, and yeah, I don't know.
And
they look very good.
They really do. And I mean, let's look at a Sunday. Colt McCoy comes in, gets plugged in.
The God Slayer, telling you.
Yep.
22 of 26, 249 yards, and a touchdown, no turnovers.
He beat Seattle last year with the shitty Giants team with no Barkley. I mean, McCoy is just, like he's probably the Nick Foles of the regular season. Plug him in and he's going to get a win at least once. Maybe.
I mean,
Exactly. And if Arizona can do that, when Kyler Murray comes back, who's going to go up against them and actually be able to beat them?
I know. It's true. It's
I
crazy.
hate all of you.
most disappointing team for you, DJ.
Miami is the most disappointing team for me. I mean, seriously. It was absolutely ridiculous. Oh, yeah, Miami's going to be good. I saw what they did in the draft, and I said, okay, they're already 10-6. They're heading in the right direction.
Help
And this
they
happens.
added wide receivers. Like on paper, again, like the Giants. Look at all these improvements they made. Like what could go wrong? Oh dear God!
Yeah, and then this goes to two wins.
Holy
Wins.
shit! It's crazy.
For me, most surprising team has been the Chargers. They've looked great. To be honest with you, for them to be like, let's be honest, the second tier club in that city. We said it. They're basically playing 17 road games this season because it feels like every other team is represented when they play a home game. But they've stuck with it. They're leading the division, which we thought was going to be a tough division when the season started. Mm-hmm. Most disappointing team, honestly, Kansas City. No,
I
I
was
do
just saying
eventually.
that was my biggest surprise, man. I had them for Super Bowl pick.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
2 straight years getting to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We called him the human cheat code, Mahomes, but it's like everyone started to catch up. Everyone started to figure him out, right?
They need to reset that code because everybody knows it now.
I guess so. I'm not. I figured they'd have more losses this season. I just didn't think their offense would be as bad as it's been. 3 points against the Titans, 13 against Green Bay. Like if Aaron Rodgers was playing, that'd be a different
run the
result.
ball. They want to be flashy. Run the ball. If people are going to keep plugging 2 safeties in the back and run the fucking ball.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's
daring them to run the ball and they don't do it.
It's almost as if Tampa Bay gave everybody a blueprint on how to beat the Chiefs, and everyone's taking full advantage of it. So
I don't know. I think the Super Bowl they put up offense. It's just that they had no offensive line. This year they were supposed to have a much better offensive line, so I immediately plugged them to go right back in the Super Bowl, and nothing's working out.
Yep. Chicken Wing for you, most surprising and disappointing teams thus far.
Most surprising team, I am going to. Oh man, that's kind of tough because I
can't hear you.
was gonna say. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
much better.
Okay. I was gonna say most surprising team was gonna be Cincy, but I'd be lying to myself if that were the case. In all honesty, most surprising team was Dallas.
I appreciate that.
How they're turning themselves around from last season, and not because it's the NFC least. I mean, all y'all were just bad, but I think what. Well, I mean, it's the truth. See,
I know it is. That doesn't mean I like to hear it, Mike. I just know it's the truth.
Okay, well, let me just remind you, all y'all were pretty bad. So
right,
we are, but we also have better records than San Francisco 49ers right now.
Facts.
That's facts. That's facts. I'm getting to that. Thanks for getting ahead of me. I appreciate it.
Super Bowl bound Giants.
No, the biggest surprise, honestly, is Dallas, is because not because of their offense, is how they turned around their defense. Their defense was 38th in the NFL. So
Micah Parsons should never have to buy a drink in Dallas.
Exactly. And so the most
disappointing. God, we could have had him. I'm so mad about that.
Is my team. It just blows my mind. Blown opportunities. All these stories coming about who they could have grabbed, and I'm not talking just about Tom Brady. Like I've made peace with that years ago when that actually happened.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, it was a huge swing and a miss on that one.
Yeah.
But it's just all the pieces. Like I get the whole Robert Saleh leaving was like I knew that was going to be not a direct factor, but an indirect factor towards our defense not playing the way they should be. But at the same time, it's just so many missed opportunities. We could have drafted Mahomes. Look how that turned out. We could have drafted, Mac Jones. Look how that turned out. We could have acquired Tom Brady. Look how that turned out. It's just so many blown opportunities. Like, don't get me wrong, Shanahan is a great offensive mind. He was a wonderful offensive coordinator for Atlanta. That's why they did it so. That's why they succeeded as well as they did. Mm-hmm. But as far as a head coach is concerned, I think the smokescreen is now leaving, and we're seeing. I don't think he has that locker room. I think he's losing the locker room. If
I can see that.
And so, granted, they just did a contract extension last year because of the recent success. But if you look at his entire tenure, he actually has a losing record. And you could say, oh well, Jimmy G never played a whole year. Okay, that's fine, and that's all good. But the few years that Jimmy G didn't play, you were healthy, and the one year that we made it to the Super Bowl, we were all healthy.
You had a ton of injuries though. Yeah, you had a ton of injuries. Like
last year we had ton of injuries. But
no, you had injuries the year before you drafted Bosa too.
Well, we had some injuries, yes. Like last year was like
big ones, though.
Definition of decimation. No, we just lost like 2 key players on both sides of the ball. We didn't have that many injuries. Like I'm literally saying, like if you compare all the years, sure Jimmy G didn't play most of his tenure here, but you can't keep putting blame on everybody else when you were the common denominator. And I'm starting to see that slowly but surely. So I think it's more of a coaching position now. John Lynch is doing fine as a GM. He's making great moves. Some moves were a little questionable. I'll get that. Some moves were cost efficient, which I understood. But at the end of the day, we shot ourselves in the foot for Trey Lance, and the guy's not even playing. And then if he's a bust, then we just shot ourselves in the foot for 5 years. Well, first 3 are going to be the hardest, but that's my disappointment altogether.
And there's Mike's midseason report. I think we're...
Shut up, Ho.
So Mike, are they going to fire Shanahan?
I think his job will be on the hot seat next season. They're not going to get rid of him this season, but if it's a very similar performance next season, yeah, they'll get rid of him.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Nori, most surprising and disappointing teams thus far.
I'm extremely surprised about the Bengals. Pleasantly surprised about the Bengals. Even losing, getting blown out by the Browns last week. What are they? 5-3.
5-4 now. Yeah.
5-4. All right, man. That's good. That's pretty good. They've lost to pretty good teams. I think it might be a coaching issue where they're just not mentally ready when they should be. Jamar Chase is fantastic. I kind of liked how wrong I was on him because he's a lot of fun to watch. Disappointing team, definitely the Giants. I mean, I'm going to save that for the mid-season report. Very disappointed. Okay. Yeah.
Quickly, everybody. Who do you predict is going to be the top seed in the NFC and the AFC when the regular season's over?
We're going to pick order, right?
Yeah. Well, or we'll go in our overall standings order. So, DJ, who do you got as the top seed in both conferences?
NFC, Arizona, and AFC, Tennessee.
Hard one.
All right. I'm saying Tennessee in the AFC, but in the NFC, I'm going with Green Bay. I think but it's going to come down to probably a tiebreaker with Arizona when you think about it, and they have that. So
yeah, that's true.
Chicken Wing.
What a homer, dude! I can't stand you so much, JC.
Tennessee is balling out right now.
No,
they're not.
Because I'm looking at them as top seed in the AFC as well.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I was like, what? They are.
They're actually going to beat the shit out of us with Christmas week, so I'm not even going to go to JC's house.
God,
absolutely.
I can't wait to get together with you just so we can whoop your ass.
Oh my God, I hate you so much. Jesus Christ. NFC, that's tough, but I'm gonna go LA. I'm gonna go the Rams.
Rams. Wow.
They're gonna take it.
Okay. So nothing about that Sunday night game concerned you?
No.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Nori, same question.
So I guess we're just predicting our Super Bowl top seed, whatever, right? Overall seed.
I guess
top
you can
seed.
say that. Really, just the top seed of the regular season's over. Obviously, when the playoff machine starts getting fired up, we'll get a little bit more in depth into that. But if you want to use this as, say, your Super Bowl prediction, sure. Yeah.
At this point, I think my Super Bowl prediction is the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Arizona, I am rooting for them at all the remaining teams. I would love to see them win the Super Bowl. I'm a big fan of Kyler Murray, Kingsbury. The fans have been, Larry Fitzgerald never got a ring. That was a huge shame. Kurt Warner should have got a ring on there, but yeah, I love the franchise. I've always liked them. I hope they win. I think the Tampa Bay Bucks are just kind of cruising until playoff time, where they just kind of remind everybody who they are. And Baltimore, Lamar Jackson is on fire for MVP right now. A lot of other teams are getting exposed, but minus Baltimore losing to Cincy, and then Cincy got their backs blown out by the Browns, so there's no consistency in the AFC North. But whenever Baltimore needed some ridiculous win, and Lamar Jackson, first he was told he's not a good quarterback, then he was MVP. Then he was told he can't throw enough touchdowns. Now he got wide receivers throwing touchdowns. Then he was told he can't win the big game. Now he has 3 huge comeback wins. I don't think the Baltimore Ravens are going to be denied anymore.
Did you guys also know that in his career he's undefeated against the NFC?
I didn't know that. Wow.
I did not know that. Holy shit.
Yeah, that stat came out, and it was looking like he just brought a comeback win. It's like, geez.
And it's nothing even against the Titans. I think just the Titans' winning formula against the best teams has been Derrick Henry, and then you have now 2 all-pro wide receivers. But I think Tannehill's going to have to completely change his game, and obviously they can win the whole damn thing with what they have, but I'm kind of worried about their whole formula as the running game, so we'll see.
Well, I'm still hopeful Henry's back for the playoff run, and that's why I'm kind of holding on that. Deontay Foreman, Adrian Peterson fit in nicely. We'll see how it is going forward, and just as long as Julio Jones and A.J. Brown stay healthy, we got a good shot to just ride it out the rest of this regular season. But yeah, that's it's tough. It may come down to Tennessee and Baltimore in the AFC Championship when you get down to it. So, and it seems like that's going to be running for a long, long time, just like in the old days. So, final question for you guys: which team currently that's not in the top 7 of each conference is going to come back and make the playoffs? DJ, we'll start with you.
AFC, I think Cleveland.
Okay.
NFC, I'm only going to say possibly because I really just want to see what they're going to do now that Russell Wilson's back, but Seattle.
Okay. I'm going to say Cleveland as well on the AFC side. On the NFC side, honestly, I can't see anybody jumping into the top 7. Maybe the Giants, and that's my long shot as long as they stay healthy. And that's just because the number 7 seed right now is Atlanta.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. If they're 4-4 and they're going to make the playoffs if it ended.
Yeah, and if you look at the teams ahead of the Giants, you have Carolina, Minnesota, Seattle, San Francisco, Philly, and then there's the Giants. And that's only being separated by 2 games, or not even that, a game and a half. So I'll go ahead and say the Giants could potentially make the playoffs, and they're not currently in the top 7. So
you're so kind, JC, because I sure as shit wouldn't put myself anywhere near that that group.
Yeah,
Jesus
watch me
Christ.
be right.
Right?
Chicken Wing, what about you?
Nah, I'm going with JC. I'm not JC. I'm going with DJ. Like both teams make the most sense on both AFC and NFC, especially with Russell coming back here very shortly. They're going to make the run, and then the other teams will lose just enough for them to sneak in, for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, and Nori.
So I'm picking the Giants only because of the remaining schedule. Tampa Bay just lost to the Saints with no quarterback. I don't understand that. And I'm only saying that because this year has been wildly unpredictable. I cannot get a handle on it, as you can tell in my picking standings. Mm-hmm. We have a chance against Tampa. Philly sucks. Miami sucks. The Chargers, you don't know which version you're getting. They're a better team, but they should beat us. Dallas is the good one showing up, or the one who played Denver? Philly sucks.
Hopefully the one that played Denver.
The good one. The good one will show up.
I don't know. Chicago, I mean, I really hope they can rack up a bunch of taunting penalties for looking at us the wrong way. And we have Washington, which we will be out for revenge, especially if a playoff spot's in the line. I think we'll destroy them this time. They're the only team I think will destroy out of this whole list. So even if they don't make the playoffs, I think they'll make it a lot close because in typical Giants fashion, it's weird. We're 3-6, and we're somehow not out of it. I don't get it. Normally we'd be out of it at this point the last 3 years, but somehow the whole NFC is kind of so spread out. We're still in it somehow. It's weird.
The lesson you should have learned from last year is don't leave it in the hands of a division opponent to help you out.
Right?
They're just going to take.
Right.
So, AFC side, who do you have top? That's not top 7 that will make the playoffs.
Are the Patriots top 7?
Yes, they're actually at number 7 right now.
It's tough. The Colts?
Colts are at the 12 seed right now. You got the Colts?
Because they have a pretty soft schedule.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I can see that.
They don't have to beat a lot of really good teams, and the teams they've been playing, they've been playing a lot better. Putting 45 up on the Jets. I know it's the Jets, but still putting 45 on them. That's the most points they've scored in years.
Yep.
Since Andrew Luck. That's the last time they scored 45, I think.
All right. Cool, man. All right. Well, that's mid-season. We'll see how these predictions pan out. We'll start doing things like this a little bit more once ESPN makes the playoff machine available. Usually that's around like 5 or 6 weeks before the end of the regular season. So, and that's always fun to do, and you get a little more freedom to work on that. So, let's get into Week 10, guys. Teams on a bye this week: the Chicago Bears, Cincinnati Bengals, Houston Texans, and the New York Giants. And that, of course, means that it's time for Nori to give his bye-week report card for his beloved New York Giants. They are currently 3-6, third in the NFC East, sitting at the 13th seed in the NFC. But as we mentioned, this playoff picture is still pretty wide open.
Yeah,
They got a chance, right?
not a shot.
So Nori, have at it. The floor is yours.
So yeah, based on just the preseason alone, with the progress they made, I thought the Giants' defense is playing better, but this is the Giants' formula all year: score in the opening drive, get excited, kick field goals the rest of the time, and hope the defense bails out the incompetency of Jason Garrett. That is not a sustainable formula. That is not a winning formula. That is not. There's no talent issue on the Giants, where people talk about blow the whole team up, blow the whole team up. Like people would say out of anger. I hope they don't mean it, because we have a lot of talented players. It's just a matter of, and as much shit as I give Mike McCarthy, Dallas's offense exploded when Garrett left. So I don't know if he's just basing offense off 2001, but he just doesn't have modern concepts. And when he's finally letting the Giants run the ball, we're doing a lot better and we're able to win some games. But I think it's putting too much pressure on the defense. It's just the name of the game is inconsistency with him. It's very frustrating. I'm giving them a C plus only because they're not completely out of it yet. By some horrible reason, they're not out of it yet. I still wish for a new GM. I still wish for an offensive coordinator, because I think really with our offense, we can keep up with the best teams in the league on offense. This team is absolutely being held back by incompetent coaching. I love Judge. I'd have a rum and coke with him. I no longer think he's a good head coach. He makes some really bad decisions. It's humiliating when he's blaming headsets for communication issues, but all of a sudden the headsets worked against the Raiders. Like, I don't. Did you change the batteries on me? Like, what happened? Like, I don't get it. Like, and literally the NFL. I know they're known for their integrity, but they're like, yeah, we don't know. There's been no complaint filed, and we don't know what to fix. Embarrassing. I think we need a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator, and we'd be a lot better. So I'm giving them a C plus only because Barkley, unfortunately, his NFL career, was rookie of the year, and then he's been made of glass ever since. He's extremely hard worker. He's not lazy. He tries to get back on the field, but it's just like he's having some Grant Hill luck. It's just crazy. Kenny Gallaudet, I was so excited we got him, and I honestly forget he's on the team sometimes. I love Kadarius Toney, but I still wish that we drafted Micah Parsons or Devonta Smith. That just haunts me. And I love Toney, and he's gonna do well, I think, but he's not being used right. He should have had a ton of points, a ton of yards last week, and just C pluses, and I'm being generous here.
No, I don't have to ask you where you think they'll be at the end of the season, because you already said you at least have them making the playoffs, like probably as a 7th seed, I assume.
And that's barely, and I will not be surprised if they don't make it.
Okay. If they don't make the playoffs, do you think that the coaching staff gets an overhaul?
That's what Giant fans are secretly hoping for. Like, you want to root for your team to win, but if they win and they do too well, then we're like, oh, well, wait a minute. Mara is like, oh, I guess we don't need to change anything. This is not a winning, sustainable formula of give us a heart attack until week 8 and then hope we just perform a miracle. That's not a sustaining winning formula. Even our 2 Super Bowls were unimaginable momentum. That's not how a Super Bowl team is supposed to be created. It's supposed to be created on consistency and a consistent offensive line. We have one good offensive tackle, and he's been hurt for 3-4 games. Andrew Thomas. Like, we can't keep doing this shit over and over and over. We need a GM who's going to hit in the 3rd round. We need a new GM, a new head coach, and I would literally take anybody else as offensive coordinator right now. It's bad. There's a lot of good options out there. So I don't want to settle for another special teams coach, who now the Giants for special teams have the most penalties in the entire league. But good thing we have a special teams coach as head coach to fix that. So, yeah, no, it's I firmly believe it is 80% the coaching and 20% the players, because the players have not left Judge hasn't lost the locker room where people thought. They're still fighting.
Yeah,
they could have gave up against the Raiders. You know what I mean? They could have gave up against other teams. On paper, if you look at the games, the Giants should be 6-3 right now. You are what you are. You are your record, but they should be 6-3, and it sucks they're not.
I guess I can throw my prediction here on this. I think short of the Giants making the NFC Championship, meaning if they don't get that far, I think you guys have a new coach and possibly a new staff next season.
We need to get a new GM. We need somebody who. Mara's son is actually in the scouting department. Mm-hmm. He's the owner's son. I don't think that's ethical. I don't think that's cool. I don't think even Jerry Jones' kid should be in there. Like, why is your family allowed to be any part of the franchise? It's insane to me. So it's not just the Giants; it's everybody. It's wild because you'll have no bias when you fire your kid. No, you're not gonna do that.
Yeah. I say that because I've had experience of like years ago, 2017. Mike Mularkey makes the playoffs with the Titans, beat the Chiefs, lose the next round, and he still let him go. We hired Vrabel, and the franchise just got better. So there's a little bit of comparison there because I could see the Giants doing the same thing. Like they're getting it to a certain threshold, but now they got to jump above that. So they need like a fresh mind or a fresh coaching change, if you will.
So it is. We need a youth movement, in the front office because we have a young team. We need a youth movement to match that, not these old, ancient, bad ideas that just don't work in today's NFL.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into the fun part of the show, the not so expert predictions we have for Week 10. Starting on Thursday night, Baltimore at Miami. Poor Miami. By the way, the pick order this week is going to go as follows: Chicken Wing, DJ, JC, Nori, and if he joins us, Rob. Doesn't look promising though. But lucky for you, Chicken Wing, this one should be pretty easy. With Baltimore favored by 7.5, does anyone think Miami goes on a win streak here and gets 2 wins in a row?
No.
Oh, you were serious?
I'm trying to be serious, I guess. So, right.
No, absolutely not.
Well, that takes care of Thursday night. All right, on to the Sunday early games.
Here.
Yeah. Atlanta at Dallas. DJ, it's your team. Who you got?
Got my team winning this game. We had a very, very, very loud wake-up call this past Sunday. And that wake-up call was, don't listen to the hype, don't listen to the media, don't listen to all the voices that say, oh, you should beat Denver with no problem. This should be an easy, quote-unquote, game for you. You don't need to really do anything. Just go on the field and show up, and Denver's going to lay down, roll over, and not do anything. Because none of that is accurate. Went out there, they weren't ready to play. Denver was ready to play. And Denver was upset because they figured, well, they keep hearing that they have no chance to win this game. So now we need to go out there and win this game. So we have prepared better. We prepared like we should have against Denver for Atlanta. We'll go out there. We'll beat Atlanta. We've still got top offense in the league. That didn't change. Rushing attack still ranked third. Passing attack still ranked fourth. I think our defense, it put up 30 points. It doesn't look like our defense played well, but Micah Parsons balled out. He had 11 tackles. I just think all that will continue against Atlanta, and we'll actually show up and be ready to play and win.
All right. Chicken Wing?
Dallas. No question. Not just because he named all those reasons, it's because it's fucking Dallas. I hate you for being right, DJ.
I'm going to go
Thank you, I think.
I'm going to go with Dallas right now, but if Dak has another bad game, I'm going to be completely convinced that he only plays good in daylight savings time.
Oh, Cooper Rush is getting the starting job.
I mean,
My fault.
turning into that, I'm just saying. I think there's going to be a lot of cause for concern if Dallas loses 2 in a row to Denver and Atlanta, but I'm going with Dallas here. Nori.
The Falcons shockingly be playing better, and I can't believe this because of the talent disparity there. But Dallas is only 2 games ahead of the Falcons. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird that Falcons, like, we just feel like we've been treating them like the Lions this year, but they're really not. They're 4-4. They're winning ugly games, but they're winning. But I don't know which version of Dallas is showing up, but I'm not willing to believe that the Falcons will beat them. But I will be rooting for Atlanta that day, but I will be picking Dallas.
All right. On to the next. New Orleans at Tennessee. I'll be picking this one first, and I gotta say I'm pretty excited that our local CBS affiliate picked this one up, so I'm gonna get to watch it on local TV. So happy. Gotta go with Tennessee. Pleasantly surprised with how they handled the Rams. Now, granted, I did not expect Matthew Stafford to summon his inner Carson Wentz and throw 2 interceptions.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
But Kevin Byard, the defense is clicking. The defense is improving. Our pass rush is amazing. Kevin Byard's controlling the secondary yet again. And it's the next man up mentality of the Titans that has me going, we're going to win this whole thing. So back at home against New Orleans, got to go with Tennessee here. Chicken Wing.
I'm going with Tennessee, but none of those reasons why, because you're a homer and I hate you. Actually, going for Tennessee is because of the tenacity that they've shown throughout this entire season. And, you know, despite the questionable offseason let-goes, and then, of course, obviously losing Derrick Henry was a really big blow to your scheme. But seeing how you've adapted, and even with picking up, you know, AP, I'm not saying he's a direct reason why y'all won, because obviously other reasons happen or other factors happen. But I'm extremely impressed with how y'all are showing that y'all can win games, no matter how ugly or gruesome or, you know, abysmal they may seem as far as what the predictions are. So I'm definitely going to go with Tennessee. You've shown the tenacity so far.
All right, DJ.
Like, I appreciate you using all those college words. It makes your argument sound so much stronger.
Fuck you.
Nice job on that one for sure.
Mike was all over that thesaurus. He was all over that shit.
Tenacity, abysmal. Yeah, that's great, dude. Nice work.
Studying for the SAT. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you better butt cheeks, whatever. That's what it is, you know? That's what I do.
So he steals my line, steals my language, and just over this guy.
Facts.
Yeah. I'm going Tennessee. They're too hot right now. I don't see New Orleans beating them, and New Orleans has to travel to Tennessee in order to play them. That doesn't bode well for them. I think Tennessee will win. I mean, they didn't have Derrick Henry last week, and it didn't matter. They didn't really miss a beat at all. 28 points. You know, the defense, like you said, JC, they're clicking. I mean, that interception by Byard, I mean, that was just a thing of beauty. That was one of the best picks
Yeah,
one of the best picks I've seen all season. So yeah, Tennessee.
All right, Nori.
I don't think this will be a blowout. I think somehow, well, not think, I know, somehow, the Saints are 5-2 with no quarterback all year. That's pretty damn impressive.
Hello, 30 for 30.
Yeah, so the Saints have not had a quarterback all year. It's pretty damn impressive to be 5-2.
5-3, actually. I'm correct you.
5-3, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Somehow you beat the mostly healthy Bucks. I don't get it. But yeah, and the Titans, yeah, they've been beating good teams. They, I think, only lost to the Jets because they were missing both their star wideouts. Yeah. I expect Tennessee to win this, but I don't think it'll be as bad as people are predicting.
Neither is Vegas. Vegas only has Tennessee favored by 3. So
Saints just are finding ways to win ugly games and doing shit that doesn't make sense, and it's working. So, but I don't think they'll beat the Titans, though.
All right. On to well, it's an AFC South matchup, but who really gives a shit on this one, right? Jacksonville at Indy. Personally, I hope they both lose. Chicken Wing, who you got on this one?
Indy. Hands down. Their roster's just way better. And the way they've been blowing people up pretty bad. Well, not bad, but the way they're blowing people up, they're showing that they're finally getting their shit together.
I guess I can ask this for everybody else. Does anybody think Jacksonville's going to get a win here?
Jacksonville could have beaten Jim Kelly's Bills last week, and I still would be picking the Colts right now. I'm never picking this team again. Granted, since Urban Meyer stepped out, they've been 2-1. So any other hoes, if you want to help out Urban Meyer, you want your team to win.
So basically,
2 and 1 is the grind, baby.
Go wreck a marriage or two. You know, do what you got to do to win.
you step out, and then you'll go ahead and get another win. So
it's more so the Colts are playing actually very well. Very well. I think this is the Colts version that Rob thought we were getting, and they've been showing that pretty recently. So I'm going to go with the Colts. Yeah.
How long before somebody makes like an MTV The Grind logo featuring Urban Meyer? Anybody?
If they win again, it'll be every week.
T-shirts.
Like that should be they should be playing that shit on the scoreboard every time the Jacksonville scores a touchdown or kicks a field goal. They should be showing their Urban Meyer grind because obviously his wife don't give a fuck because she's still with him. So why should we give a fuck?
Oh my god! Well, they got to do something to get fans in attendance, right? All right, Cleveland at New England.
This is good.
Suddenly, this is a very intriguing game. Exactly. Cleveland is actually favored by 0.5 point on the road, so it's basically a pick 'em on the Vegas side of things. Chicken Wing, who you got?
I am going New England on this one. Their defense is steadily improving all season. Last week they came through, busted through, and gave me some wins, and makes me win my fantasy points league. No, but seriously, Mac Jones is obviously impressing everybody and showing everybody why they shouldn't have, sell him short when he got drafted. But between that, he's making plays with the lack of offensive weapons he's got. Defense is coming through, making some crucial, turnovers when it's needed. Just the combination of all of that is what is going to give him the edge in this game. I believe so anyway.
All right. DJ?
This was a tough one.
It's tough.
It's a tough one, and I may change it before Sunday at noon. Right now, I'm going Cleveland. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Cleveland for the time being. I think they're playing really well right now. I mean, we talked about it already, but they blew out Cincy. I mean, nobody saw that coming. May have seen Cleveland winning coming, but they didn't see that kind of score, and just absolutely running over Cincinnati and just running them off the field completely.
Yeah,
I think that'll be enough for them to beat New England. But New England's defense is stepping up when they need to. They're getting better. The offense is getting better. So we all know Belichick. He's that master of I'm going to take one phase of the game away from you. So something's going to be put on either Baker's shoulders or Dearness Johnson, because Nick Chubb may not be playing this weekend. So we'll see. I'll go Cleveland for now.
Before I make my pick, I want to say this. Here's Cleveland's schedule after this game. Detroit, at Baltimore, bye week, home against Baltimore. Yeah, they get Baltimore 2 games in a row. Hosting the Raiders, at Green Bay, at Pittsburgh, closing out against the Bengals. If they want any shot at the playoffs, because you figure they're going to split against the Ravens, they need this win. And I think now more than ever, granted they put 41 up against the Bengals, they have a lot to prove. I think they want to prove to themselves and to everybody else, we don't need Odell Beckham Jr. That seems to be kind of the rallying cry, if anything, So I'm going with Cleveland on the road here. It's going to be a good game. And I think Cleveland's going to pull it off and get a huge win for them to build their confidence for the gauntlet of a schedule they're going to have down the road here. Nori, what about you?
Browns, as talented as they are, as much as I like them, they have not shown they can win 2 games in a row this year. So I'm going to go with the Patriots because I think Mac Jones is getting better. Baker Mayfield, I think he is who we thought he was all this time. I think the Browns need an absolutely dominant running game to win. Nick Chubb got COVID. I know he's vaccinated. He needs 2 positive tests to win. I don't know, even if healthy, if they could beat the Patriots team for how good they're playing right now. I think this is the Patriots team we thought we were getting in the preseason. So I'm going to go with the hot hand. I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Okay. 50-50 split among the 4 of us. Curious to see what Rob's going to pick on this one.
I'm going to make Rob agree with me too, so it's 3-2. So you guys talk.
Okay.
Rob's going to basically be like, I don't care.
All right.
Go against Nori.
All right. Epic AFC East matchup. Buffalo at the Jets.
Yeah.
For one, this spread, Buffalo by 12. Oh boy. It's chicken wing. Who you got on this one?
Is anybody picking the Jets?
Yes.
Ooh.
All right then. Well,
Okay
I'm going
then.
for Buffalo.
I'll wait my
Alright.
turn. Go
All
ahead.
right. Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, I'm picking Buffalo. Realize that somehow, some way, Jacksonville beat them.
It was the other Josh Allen drafted in the same.
That's
draft
exactly
position
what happened.
Exactly 1 year later. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, the QB, got shell shocked because he had Josh Allen, the defensive lineman, chasing him around all day. That's what that was. But regardless of that, the Jets aren't beating Buffalo. I mean, I don't. Buffalo's not a bad football team by any stretch. They had a bad game. They had a bad week. It happens. They'll bounce back and they'll beat up the Jets.
Max.
I have Buffalo winning, but I think this is going to come down to less than 5 points. It'd probably be a field goal. So if I'm betting in Vegas on the point spread part of it, I'm betting on the Jets to cover the spread because 12 points is a little too high for this game. Jets are playing great, but I think Buffalo, having lost last week to the Jags, definitely are going to bounce back against the Jets. Now, if they lose this one to the Jets, their season's in trouble. So
Let me just throw this out there real quick. Is Mike White playing?
Yes.
Yes.
He's fucking
he
starting.
is. He's starting.
That's why I'm picking him.
Shit.
That's
All right,
why-
well,
yeah.
you know what? I'm still going to leave the pick where it is, but by the time Sunday rolls around, I might change it because it's my goddamn White.
That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead, Nori.
So I'll wait till JC's done. I'm going to go ahead and
I'm done.
explain to you
Go for it,
why
Nori.
the Jets are winning this game.
Go
Okay.
for it. Go for it.
All right. I love Bill. I love the Bills. Listen, I say that. I talk a lot of shit, but New York is New York at the end of the day. I typically don't associate with Ets or the Bills or whatever. New York's New York at the end of the day. I love seeing them thriving. And this is actually going to be a really cool fucking game because, A, the Bills have not shown they could beat a really good team all year. I know that's their schedule, but they haven't. They choked a winnable game against the Titans. They absolutely have no fucking excuse to think about anything in Super Bowl, not even scoring more than, not just losing to Jaguars in a shootout, but 6 points? Something's wrong with that team.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets, the fucking New York Jets, have actually beaten the Titans and the Bengals. I don't understand it. The Jets have not been the same since Zach Wilson died, or whatever happened to him. I don't know what happened to him. They have not been the same, and even scoring 30 against Indy is pretty damn good. With a fucking third string, with Mike goddamn Johnson. Imagine what they could do with Mike fucking White, the perennial MVP, the future champion of the fucking league. I am confidently picking the Jets here. Confidently.
He's going to break all of Payton's records. Every single one of them.
I'm serious. This team
Every
is
single
like,
one of Payton's records.
me and Chicken Wing were like talking all fucking preseason about how the Jets got this Robert Saleh. He's going to be such a good coach, and the team is like rallying around the coach. I don't know what's going on, but they're playing much better football than they were with Zach Wilson. Even that game with the anomaly with the Titans, whatever, right? They barely won that. Fine, and that was a close game with the Bengals too. But
Yeah.
this team is like fighting. Like they're fucking fighting for the coach, and I could tell they remind me last year of Miami, winning games they shouldn't be winning.
In the spirit of Jets legend Joe Namath, will you guarantee a Jets victory this weekend?
Ooh.
Well, not sir.
Okay.
I will not say.
Not this one. Not this one, kind sir. I'll save that for another one. But I really have a feeling that this is going to be my upset pick of the week. I don't think this is the same team from. I know this ain't the same team from week one.
Yeah. Interesting to note, these two teams are going to play again week 18 to close the season out. And
Probably for the
depending on what
division
the
title.
Jets are doing, well, I don't know about division title, but could be, or it could be the Jets' playoff spot on the line. Who knows, right? Okay. Here we go. Detroit at Pittsburgh.
Oh my goodness.
Anybody picking Detroit to
What the
off a
fuck?
bye week to get their first win of the season?
Unless
Well,
Mike White
no.
are playing there. No.
Mike White getting traded to Detroit?
Yeah, no.
If he is, then I'm picking Detroit. If he's not getting traded to Detroit, I'm not picking him.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling is still starting. He's a very handsome guy, but no.
Look,
Not
the
good
bottom
quarterback.
line is I'm definitely going to go ahead and pick not Detroit to
For the rest of the
To-
season?
yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
DJ, that's why I can't give him material. That's exactly why.
He took it, and then he just keeps using it.
No,
I know
like,
that's what he does. That's what he does every week.
I
And he
wanted
thinks
to
it's funny.
confidently say that they're going to get their first win because, like, how I got that lucky ass first win with the Giants and the Saints game, but like I can't. Like I couldn't. I couldn't come up with any sensible reason why I wanted to pick them.
No,
to
you
win.
can't.
Not
To pick them. Not to pick them. No, I can't. I can't think of one.
no, you
I
can't.
mean,
That's what I'm
Detroit
saying.
is. Let's look at their schedule coming up. Let's look at Detroit's schedule and see if they have any shot to win any games that they're going to play. So,
All right, let me pull it up.
they're
here.
playing the Steelers, obviously, not going to happen.
Yeah.
They're playing the Browns, not
No.
going to happen.
No,
Bears.
maybe.
That's
Fucking
Thanksgiving,
maybe.
by the way, at home. So
That's a
Fucking
maybe.
that's a maybe. Vikings
No,
at Denver,
No.
no.
Arizona.
Fuck no. Are you? No.
Are you serious, JC?
No, I'm just saying.
I
At
need you to be
Atlanta.
serious, my man.
I'm just calling
Hold
the schedule
on.
out. I just
Hold
had to
on.
chuckle when I saw Arizona.
Atlanta.
At Atlanta.
At
Oh.
Atlanta. Day after
Maybe.
Christmas.
No.
No. We'll
At
see.
Seattle.
No. 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 If Russell is starting, no. If
Okay.
it's Geno
I
Smith,
swear to God, if Jordan
Yeah.
Love is playing for the fucking Packers week 18, I'm picking the Lions. You heard it right now.
Okay, hold on. Here's why that's a possibility. If the Packers have everything wrapped up, top seed, don't have anything to play for that weekend,
They will play Jordan Love.
they will play Jordan Love in
Yes.
Detroit.
Or if stupid asshole gets COVID or something happens, which we see that he doesn't give a fuck about his health, there's a very real possibility Jordan Love will play again, and
Here's the thing, though.
I would pick Jared Goff that day.
Once Rodgers comes back, he doesn't get tested again for 90 days. He didn't have to go through protocols. That's part of the protocol with the NFL. While he's unvaccinated,
Protocol.
because he has an immunity built up, at least temporarily, for 90 days from COVID since he contracted it and has recovered from it, in theory, right?
Thank you, Dr.
So-
Joe Rogan. Even though other scientists disagree, but thank you, Dr.
Yeah,
Joe Rogan.
but this is how the NFL has their protocols written. So
right.
he would not be subject to any protocols or testing again until 2 days after the NFC Championship game. So if the Packers make it to the NFC Championship game and win, 2 days later, Rodgers has to start testing again. And if he does test positive every day, he's going to get tested. If he tests positive at any point, but that break between the championship and the Super Bowl, he cannot play in the Super Bowl. If
They're up against the Cowboys, they can test me instead because he's got to play that day. Test me instead.
You know, I've never actually wished that anybody was not able to play for a medical reason. But if that happens, I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to watch the Cowboys win. That's all I'm going to do.
I think I'd rather have somebody with COVID sneeze in my mouth than have a Cowboys win a Super Bowl.
Oh my god!
I
So-
mean,
Yeah.
But listen, Nora, you know what? I can respect that statement because you are a Cowboys hater and you've admitted to that. So I understand. I get it.
It's their fans. I love you, man. You know I love you.
Yeah, absolutely. I know.
That's all it is. It's all it is.
I'm
Like I love
kinda
the
with
Yankees.
Nori on that
I
one,
love
though,
I love the
because-
Yankees, but I hate the goddamn fans. You know, like
know?
it's just how they are. They're obnoxious.
There's
Fucking
a
obnoxious.
select few group of Cowboys fans Nori can respect. DJ,
Very
you're
few.
one of them. My wife
Yes.
is probably one of the other ones. But you know,
of all of our friends,
Mike's wife Cheney is a realistic Cowboys fan. She just cheers them on, and that's it.
Mhm.
You know, keep it moving. Cool.
yeah.
There's too many other ones that are goddamn
have like 3,000
obnoxious.
teams, or I love Tom Brady. Wait, did I say that too soon? My fault.
Yeah, my wife Tina expects a collapse every December, but then again, as she said, "Oh, I forgot, it's Dak, not Tony." So Dak is starting to collapse in November. Well, we'll see.
Oh.
Her words, not mine, DJ. Her words, not mine.
Oh,
I don't even know how to respond to that.
To be
Oh my
fair,
God.
I had a
Fucking
whole
hell.
hour. I had a whole hour and a half argument with my family when my uncle came down from New York, and I argued with my aunt, my uncle, and my other uncle who came from New York that I proposed, and I'm not the only one, that Tony Romo is a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of
facts.
Famer. He is a Hall of Famer.
That's
Yeah, they argued against it.
beyond.
They
He's got
argued
the
against
stats to
it.
back it up.
And
He
I had
has-
to show,
I won't argue that.
show them. I had to show them all the stats. Look, his career percentage is like top 5 all time as far as like accuracy and shit. It's up there with Steve Young. Like, you know, you can't blame him for all those losses. Like, he made some boneheaded, stupid fucking decisions, but that's not all.
If you're basing whether they're in the Hall of Fame based on if they won a Super Bowl or not, then Dan Marino shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah. So
Then Joe Flacco and Trent Dilfer are amazing quarterbacks. So
well, they won a Super Bowl, so yeah, they kind of are.
exactly that logic, right? Yeah, they're the best.
Yeah, but my wife Tina, she's not completely sold on Dak, and I think until he actually makes a deep playoff run, then she'll start believing. I think she's.
I'm sold on Dak, and I hate them. I'm sold on Dak. I think he's had a bad game.
Yeah.
But I'm not sold on Mike McCarthy, which is what I talked about in the preseason.
That's what I said. We win in spite of that guy. I said
Right.
that.
I don't think when it comes down to the best minds in the NFL, one-on-one, can you do it on that day, Mike McCarthy? I think it's amazing he even got one Super Bowl ring. It's amazing.
Mike McCarthy can't even manage the fucking clock.
I mean,
Among
That made
other
me
things. Final Sunday early game: Tampa at Washington. Tampa, I think this is them coming off a bye as well. Does anybody think Washington can beat the Bucs right now?
Mike, obviously, Heineke's the truth.
He's the truth, bro.
So Mike is going for Washington, and
So
everybody
Mike
else is going to
seriously
be
picking the
realistic.
Washington football team right now.
I am not picking the Washington.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
He's just the truth, bro.
Okay.
And frauds.
Damn, so
So-
hateful.
The only thing the truth is about
Tampa.
Heineke is that he's goddamn average. He's a C student. He's Bush. That's all he is.
B minus, B minus.
Okay.
He's not a B. How is he a B minus, Michael? Look at their record.
Look at his stats. Forget about his
It's
record.
not-
Look at his stats.
It's not all his fault. Yeah.
No, it's not all his fault, but he sure ain't doing
Yeah,
enough
he's
for
got
them
some
to
of the
win.
blame. You know.
Some of the blame,
does.
yeah.
He does have some of the blame.
You can't say you have a bad coach because we all agree that Ron Rivera is a very good coach.
Very good.
They have a pretty decent offensive coordinator. They have a good defense on paper.
On
At a certain
paper.
point, you start looking at the quarterback.
All right. On to the Sunday late games. Carolina at Arizona. And I feel like I can ask this question confidently because,
You can.
yeah, does anybody think Carolina is going to beat the Cardinals?
No. No.
Why hasn't Carolina? Serious question. I was talking about this today. Why hasn't Carolina called Cam Newton? No football person being paid more than $1 in the fucking Carolina Panthers organization actually thinks that Sam Darnold walking on the field gives you a better chance to win than Cam Newton.
Is the current GM the same guy that
Agreed.
released Newton or traded him away years ago?
No, that was Gettleman.
So it's a new GM.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very good question. Then.
And their old racist owner they got rid of. So I
That's
don't know what
true.
it is.
So what's the
I don't know what
excuse?
it is.
Why haven't they signed
I don't
him?
know. It's amazing to me. There's no way he's out there, dude. Like, obviously, according to Aaron Rodgers, you could just be unvaccinated and just do whatever you want. So go get Cam.
Well, Cam has said he's vaccinated now, so that shouldn't be the issue.
Even more reason to go call him.
Yeah. That is a very good question because Carolina is not out of the playoff picture yet. And if they're very serious
Surprisingly.
about salvaging the season, they should sign him. Because after the Cards, they got Washington, Miami, Atlanta, at Buffalo, Tampa Saints, and then Tampa again on the schedule. So if they're serious about salvaging the season, yeah, they probably would need someone like Cam Newton because all of a sudden the offense is not doing shit under Sam Darnold right now.
But even if
So-
Murray is hurt, they have the greatest backup known to man, Colt fucking McCoy. No way they beat him. No way they beat him. Think he's a godslayer. No way.
Exactly.
Hook him, you know?
Shut up.
You need a Longhorn to clean up where a Sooner fails, basically. That's what it is.
Ah, oh
That-
my God.
Yeah, facts. Love
Yeah.
it. Got
Oh my
it.
God.
And that might be the only reason I wouldn't mind the Cardinals winning a Super Bowl is to see Colt McCoy get a ring, but so
That would be dope.
yeah.
That would be dope.
But Kyler Murray, Kingsbury, and Hopkins and Watt, I just don't want them to get one before the Titans do.
And again, really got to think about it. My uncle shared the staff with me in the off season, and I never forgot it. Very rarely does a Hall of Famer wide receiver ever win a Super Bowl ring.
Mm-hmm.
It's very few. And Hopkins is obviously a future Hall of Famer. I would love to see that guy get a ring because Larry Fitzgerald deserved one for years and never got it.
Yep.
I'll go back further. Larry Fitzgerald deserved the Heisman Trophy his senior year at Pittsburgh.
That too. You're right.
He did. I forget who got it, but I really thought Fitzgerald should have won it that year, and I stand by that. So, all right, Minnesota at the Chargers. Right now, the spread is the Chargers -3, but this Dalvin Cook story is starting to blow up, and I don't know what's going on or if he's going to be available. I think he's going to be a available player, right? I mean,
So apparently, the way it started, if you don't mind me taking over this one, because I've been
Go for it.
really researching it a lot.
yep.
One of my one of my friends just posted like the first meme he found of like the girlfriend showing pictures that she was beat up, this and that, whatever. So it looks bad, right? It looks bad. Obviously, you should believe women when they say something. Okay, but there's more context that came out. She had a key. She broke in. She attacked people in the home. They repeatedly asked her to leave, to get out, and she wouldn't. And she had to be physically restrained. And even then, it took multiple people to restrain her. So it wasn't him just smacking her around or beating her up or whatever. That's apparently what's been happening.
Okay.
So if that is the case, I don't expect him to have any kind of fines or anything like that. But if the first thing was true, and then yeah, he's going to be probably suspended because the NFL doesn't play around with, domestic violence. They only don't care about, health. But
I could see that. Yeah, if it's true that he didn't do anything, that it was that situation, in the legal eyes, yeah, he's absolved of it, no problem.
Yep.
But there's the precedent Goodell set with Ezekiel Elliott. He suspended him for no fucking reason.
which nobody could figure out to this day.
Yes.
And I hate Dallas. That was a horrible suspension.
Zeke got accused by basically an ex-girlfriend of domestic violence, and she probably did that because he wanted to break up with her, and he was about to make millions. And she wanted to be part of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Goodell, despite that, said, well, you supposedly hit a woman, so I'm going to suspend you 6 games.
Guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, that's how he runs things. And I'm going to throw it out there. Is it because he's black? You know,
absolutely.
Are you doing the same punishment? Say if Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or
even Mahomes
JJ Watt is accused of something.
Mahomes is a young MVP, a Super Bowl champion, and he hasn't gotten away with anything nearly that Rodgers and Brady get away with.
Yeah,
skin absolutely plays a color in the NFL still, and they could act like they're for social justices and programs and all this and that, but when it comes down to it, they don't treat everybody the same at all. Now,
I'm not saying that. If you've been a victim of domestic violence, yes, come forward. Yes, tell somebody. But in this situation, let this play out because there's a very serious lawsuit where he said, she said, and it's both ways. Honest opinion, though, if you're an NFL player at this point, manage your money better, protect yourself because there are people out there in this world that are going to try and take advantage of the millions that you make and try and get you one way or another. So protect yourself a little bit better. That being said, though, back to the game. Vikings at Chargers. Another home/road game for the Chargers. I'm sure there'll be a lot of Vikings fans there. Chicken Wing, who you got?
It's Chargers all the way.
All right. DJ?
Yeah, same for me. I'm going to go with the Chargers. It'll be a 50-50 split in the stadium, so there'll be a lot of purple there, I'm sure. But I think the Chargers will end up winning the game. I don't expect any sort of blowouts. I expected to come down to a field goal, which means the Chargers are going to win guaranteed because Minnesota doesn't make those.
He's not wrong.
He's not. Especially with the spread being the Chargers -3. That's a field goal for you. Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers here too as well. Think they're leading the division. They obviously Minnesota's trying to play for more, but I just can't see them beating the Chargers right now. And Nori.
Yeah, this is tough actually because the Minnesota Chokers versus the LA Chokers. I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at here. There's no fucking way anybody in their right mind has any actual hope in either of these franchises because they choke so damn much. Minnesota should not be as bad as they are. The Chargers should not be as bad as they are. And I think this game will be closer than people think, but I'm barely going with the Chargers here. I'm not confident at all in the spread, and I don't know.
Well, that's why they only have them as -3.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, then this is going to be a pretty close game. But I think the Chargers are more talented, so I'm thinking they win.
All right, and another close game as far as spreads go. Philly at Denver.
Why?
I don't get that.
Yeah, why?
Denver -3.
What am I not seeing?
Maybe because I don't know. Just with Denver beating Dallas the way that they did, I had a feeling if Denver hadn't beat Dallas that way, Philly might be favored. Personally, that's just my thought.
Facts.
So,
facts. And this is at Mile High.
This is in Mile High, exactly.
Jared Judy really made a huge difference last week. Denver's healthier. We always talked about how Teddy Bridgewater's good. I'll let you finish, JC. Go ahead, man. My bad.
Well, I'm gonna pass on Chicken Wing for his pick. So go for
Oh,
it.
fuck Chicken Wing. Go ahead.
You really shouldn't, but I think I'm gonna pick Philly. I think their record is not speaking to their team overall, and so stop. Okay.
I just need you. I need you to explain what you mean. That's all. Just explain to me what you mean by that.
What I'm saying is, as far as Philly, as far as how they're playing, the amount of points that they're putting on games, it isn't like they're getting their backs blown out every week, right? But at the same time, Denver is the most inconsistent between the two teams. So roster-wise, how everything is playing out, I honestly see Philly taking this game. I mean, I know it's going to be close still, but Nori's right. Judy is making a huge difference in that Denver offense, but I don't think it's going to be enough to deal with Philly's offense.
All right, DJ.
I'm going Denver to beat a bad Philly team, and I'm just going to take what I saw on Sunday and put that into this argument, and that is why I'm picking Denver.
I'm going with Denver at home. Philly still has a young team that probably hasn't played at this altitude ever before. That's going to be a factor, especially with the time change now. It's going to get dark a little earlier there too. And like you said, Denver looked great against Dallas. They honestly, they're probably seeing this, all right, we got nothing to lose type of thing since we traded away Von Miller, and now they're playing with a purpose. So I'm seeing a lot of what Denver was early in the season, and I have them beating Philly. Nori, what about you?
I mean, I think Chicken Wing he found a meme, or he found not meme, a picture or something about Von Miller, like some kind of party and, some kind of issue. I mean, maybe there's some truth to that because they played with a lot of unity. Like, they played with a team, like just a team, right? Even though they're less talented now, they did what Cleveland did. They're less talented, but they came together as a team, so good for them. Mm-hmm. If this were literally a week ago, I would be picking Philly easily. But based on what I saw last week, and plus Jared Judy coming back and being really, really a huge factor, I'm going to go with the Broncos in this.
All right. Final of the Sunday late afternoon games, Seattle at Green Bay. I know Seattle is getting Russell Wilson back. As far as I understand, he should be good to go this week, unless they decide to hold him out for another week. But it's Green Bay on the road. Do we know for sure if Aaron Rodgers is back?
No, Green Bay's home.
I'm sorry. Well, I meant Seattle on the road. Excuse me. Seattle on the road at Green Bay. But do we know for sure if Aaron Rodgers is back?
He's not confirmed back.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's why Green Bay is only favored by 3.5, I think. So, Chicken Wing, who you got?
Fuck you. I'm going for Seattle. So I hate you.
Okay.
All right.
DJ?
Damn Skip,
That's good analysis right there. I hate you.
That's exactly what that was. It's fucking great. Aaron Rodgers plays, I'm going Green Bay. If he doesn't, I'm still going Green Bay because the stat for you guys, Green Bay has beat Seattle 10 straight times.
Aaron Rodgers has beaten Seattle probably straight 10 times. If you saw the same Jordan Love that you went behind last week, you're going to pick him again? You're a fool. You're a fool.
Do you think Jordan Love could have that 2 games in a row, though?
Hell, yes.
Okay.
Against a well-coached team who knows how to scheme against a rookie, you have Andy Reid now, Pete Carroll? Hell yeah.
I'm only saying that because Seattle doesn't play defense at all. They don't know what that is. Since the Legion of Boom left, they forgot what defense was.
Neither does Kansas City, but they held
Jordan Love defensive juggernaut. Kansas City, they scored a whole whopping 7 points again. Yeah. Come on, man.
Kansas City didn't have the best defense either right now. But I'm honestly at the point where I'm picking Green Bay right now on the assumption that Aaron Rodgers is playing.
He doesn't play.
If he doesn't play,
I'm probably going to switch that.
And Russell Wilson starts for Seattle, I probably change to Seattle. Now, if it's Jordan Love versus Geno Smith, hold the fuck on, man. Let's see what happens, right? That's a coin flip.
Well, if it's Jordan Love versus Geno Smith, I'm picking Jordan Love. Geno Smith doesn't win.
He won last time, but
he's not a winner.
Okay.
Damn, man. You ain't wrong.
Not a winner.
You win last time though.
Sunday night, Kansas City at Vegas. Kansas City favored by 2.5 on the
My
road.
pick was the Seahawks.
I was gonna
until-
say no, he didn't pick.
Oh, I'm
my
sorry.
pick.
Did I miss you? I am so sorry.
fucking racist Roger Goodell.
So rude. Oh my God, Nori,
My
pick your
bad,
team
Nori.
already.
Nori, your pick. I apologize.
God, the racism I deal with. Anyway, sorry, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Seahawks contingent that Russell Wilson is starting and Aaron Rodgers is not. But
Okay.
if Rodgers starts, Russell Wilson has never won in Green Bay.
The 10 days is up for Rodgers on Friday or Saturday. I can't remember.
I think it's Saturday.
Saturday.
So that only gives him less than a day
Yeah.
with reps in practice. I don't know.
And he has to test negative that day too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Okay.
that's my pick. Now you may proceed, sir.
Apologies, Nori. Apologies.
It's okay. I love you. Sorry.
All right. Sunday night game: Kansas City at Las Vegas. KC favored by 2.5 on the road. Chicken Wing, who you got in this one?
Kansas City, duh. No,
All right.
I'm just
Duh, really? I mean,
Okay.
duh. No. I'm just wow. You know, like
the way they've been playing is duh, really? Because they put up 13
Yeah.
points against Jordan Love.
yes. I am that confident in Chief
Mike
Mahomes.
is consistently
Like,
mediocre. Let him be consistently mediocre. Just say okay.
Yes,
That's fair.
Let me have this.
Smile and nod. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Great pick, Mike. Yeah, good
pick.
job, dude.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much for acknowledging my pick.
All right.
Fucking great.
Asshole.
DJ.
God damn it. I'm actually going with Raiders. I think they will beat Kansas City. We've talked about it a million times at this point. Kansas City has no defense. Their offense, there's something wrong going. I don't know what's going on with Kansas City. They're not putting up points like they used to, and Vegas actually is. So I think they'll end up winning this game.
I got Vegas too. I think the loss to the Giants was more about the Giants playing better football than them. Not so much that the Vegas lost that. The Giants went and won that game. And Vegas on the road for a big division game. Raider Nation is going to show out. Kansas City, the lack of offense that they've had, they're not going to be able to hang with the Vegas right now. So I'm going with the Raiders. Nori?
Yeah, Kansas City could barely scrape by against Jordan fucking Love. The Raiders are playing much better. I'm going to pick the Raiders.
All right. And on to Monday night. Big NFC West matchup.
Huge.
Is
The
anybody
Rams-
picking the Niners? Fuck
Well,
no.
we're starting with you. It's
Hold
your
on.
team.
Yeah,
Hold on.
First here.
Hold on a second. Just a
Rams at 49ers.
Mike always picks the games that will be close, and he's like, "Is anybody picking this team?" Like he's so bad
This
at
is
that.
not going
Yes.
to be
minute. And
close.
everybody's like,
This may
yeah,
be
we are
close.
picking that team. Oh,
This may be close. Did you see what the Rams look like on Sunday night?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Are you aware that the 49ers swept the Rams last year with Jimmy
I'm aware of
Garoppolo?
that too. Yes,
Okay. That being said, who you got?
the Rams.
Okay.
Fuck. This ain't the same 49ers team from last year. That's for damn sure.
well, and let's not forget who was their quarterback of the Rams again last year.
Ryan Gosling.
Jericho.
Ryan Goss.
okay.
But hey, you know what? I think Jared
Yeah.
Goff is still in the Rams as of last week. So
It seems that
It
way.
looks a lot more like
That's
Carson
just-
Wentz than Jared Goff, but you know.
He really did.
Yeah.
But no.
I don't think he'll do that 2 weeks in a row, though.
and the 49ers actually scored one more point last week than the Rams. Just throwing that out there.
All right.
Doesn't matter. No.
You don't
I'm
matter.
not picking my team.
No one asked you, Ho.
TJ, who do you got?
Turns over.
The Rams.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not only the Rams, but the Rams are going to cover the spread.
Facts.
And then they're going to
Shit.
double the spread.
And they're gonna go over. Fuck you. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our backs blown out, bro.
The worst thing to happen to the 49ers is that the Rams lost to the Titans last week at home. So
They're pissed.
got the Rams. They're going to come out pissed off. And we'll see if Von Miller gets going on defense because I really don't know if he was much of a factor on Sunday night. I never heard his name called very much. So, and Nori, what about you?
I'm picking the 49ers.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. They seem to have their number.
Okay.
You enjoy last place. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, I'm not in last place. I'm right in the middle of the pack like you, fucking scrub. Mediocre.
Shut up, bitch.
Goddamn third place popping off. Sit down, slut.
Out of here.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. The Rams don't look good last week. They had no excuse to lose that game. And I think the 49ers just, again, whatever reason the Saints play against the Bucks well, even without a goddamn quarterback. I don't have a reason to believe that the 49ers can't pull off an upset win because I don't think that Shanahan's lost the locker room. I think still they're playing for their team. Arizona's just that much better last week. They're still fighting. So I think 49ers can pull off an upset here.
We're playing for a draft pick that we've given away. Out of here. No. Whatever.
And don't pick your goddamn team. Who hurt you?
Yeah.
Don't pick your fucking team, slut. No one asked you. My turn. I get talking.
It's something about those division games, though. I see what you're saying.
That's all it is. Yeah, it's just weird. And until the Rams actually beat the 49ers, I'll pick the 49ers.
Yeah. As great as Tennessee's playing right now, anytime they match up against Houston, Jacksonville, or Indy, I'm always nervous because it's a division game. Anything can happen,
Jacksonville?
I mean, they beat the Bills.
This is true.
Oh my god. They did beat the fucking Bills, didn't they?
Are the Bills free to the AFC AFC South?
Yeah, they're free.
You know what? Let me see. We beat them. Jacksonville beat them. Let me see. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they played Houston or
Have
Indy
they played
yet.
the Colts yet? Yeah. They freed up Houston bad.
Yeah, they beat Houston
they
bad.
destroyed
It wasn't
Houston
fair.
40-0, but that's Houston.
What about the Colts?
They play the Colts in 2 weeks, actually. Not this week, but next week.
That might be, depending on what happens, that might be a really good game.
Yeah, probably. So.
Also trending in the right direction. The Bills is something wrong. So, I don't know, man. Yeah, I think maybe the AFC South has their number.
Oh, this much I know for sure. Jacksonville's got the AFC East number. So, at least thus far.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. That is our picks for Week 10. That is our midseason recap. My God, we're halfway through this NFL season on the regular season side of it, and we're going to see where this goes. Next week, of course, we'll recap how we did in Week 10, see if we fared any better than we did in Week 9, and make our Week 11 predictions. Getting close to the end of the bye weeks. We still got a few more to go of those as well. So, guys, always a fun time. This was a blast. Rob, sorry you missed it. Hope they fix the internet issues you got. But we'll see what Rob's picks were. I don't know if he'll tweet them out, but if he lets me know what they are, I might tweet them out. Check out our Twitter at SportsMinorPod. Also, if you're following us on Facebook, just search Sports Minorities. There's a new feature on Facebook now. We have our podcast loaded directly to Facebook. So if you go on your mobile app to our Sports Minorities page, there's a podcast tab at the top, and you can just listen to our podcast right from your Facebook page. So
I just want to throw this out too. If you are kind enough to download the episodes, thank you. Everything we say is jokes and in good fun, except Aaron Rodgers. He can go fuck himself. But there's general we don't like him. If you could like and subscribe on YouTube, and if you could leave some comments of things you like and don't like. This is a very, very young show, so we're still learning. We're still trying to figure out what works and doesn't work, and despite Chicken Wing, we're trying to make the show work. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
If you feel the need to make comments about Chicken Wing, just saying he doesn't need to be on the show or he needs to, step his game up, he's free, whatever you'd like to say, it's perfectly fine. We're happy
we know
to
that.
hear any of it.
We know we don't want him here, but he's here. You know what I mean? Like we're stuck with him. So
deal with it.
Just you can't say that. Yeah.
I'm here because of affirmative action. That's why. Fuck you, you racist.
Where do you need you? We're good.
Yeah, we really don't need you here.
Shout out to some of the listeners we actually have in Ireland and Germany. Yeah, we've had some downloads that far away.
Holy shit.
I hope you've been listening because you're a fan of American football and didn't accidentally download this because you thought we were going to be talking about soccer or football, as you guys call it over there. But anyway, football. Much appreciated. And again, as Nori said, leave us a comment, leave us a review. Let us know what you think of the show. And maybe any comments you have on some of the games that have gone on, any picks that we've made, and how crazy some of them are. So, again, I'm JC, your resident Titans fan. Hashtag Tighten Up. Let's go. Joining me are...
Chicken Wing. I'm going to go ahead and just drink myself to oblivion for the next 3 to 4 years until we get a new head coach. I hate all of you.
Nori, I'm a Giants fan. I'm still trying to figure out how CeeDee Lamb somehow is racking up more fines than Aaron Rodgers, but maybe we'll get that solved one day.
I'm DJ, resident Cowboys fan, and I really, really need the Cowboys to show up this Sunday. I can't take 2 losses in a row. I just can't do it.
I'm telling you, if Dak loses again, he only plays good in daylight savings time. I'm just telling you.
That's okay. We got Cooper Rush.
If you pay all that money to Dak and Cooper's the starter, I'll scream. That'll be the greatest gift. That'll be the greatest fucking gift. We think he's gonna take a pay cut? No, sir. Dak's in fucking deodorant commercials. He ain't going nowhere, son.
Huge facts.
We'll catch y'all next week. Good luck with your picks and enjoy the games this weekend. And shout out again, UTSA Roadrunners. Birds up. Keep it going. Let's make sure the committee knows who we are. So check you out later on the Sports Minors podcast. See you.
Peace.
Thanks everyone once again for listening to the Sports Minorities podcast. We do appreciate it. If you want to keep the conversation going, we're on Twitter at SportsMinorPod and also on Facebook at Sports Minorities. Our YouTube channel, Sports Minorities. Search on there. We live stream every now and then, just some random stuff. And you can also reach us via email, sports.minorities@gmail.com. We do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to us, and we'll catch y'all next time.
If there are any hoes out there who want to ruin people's lives, you need to be finding Urban Meyer, because all you're going to be doing is helping the Jacksonville Jaguars win games. So you're doing something for America. We need them to be good.
Do we though?
No, we don't need them to be good. My Titans still have to play them one more time. You shut up. So
we need.
Yes, please, especially the week of the Titans.
Shut the hell
Be good hoes for Urban Meyer that week.
If there's any hoes out there that really want to show Urban Meyer a good time. Show this poor man, this innocent man who's never done anything wrong. Show him a good time.
Yeah, never. He's a
man of values, principle, and integrity. Show him a real grind. Show him how we do things in Texas. Really take care of the man.
So the grind that he already did wasn't real.
His drafting sure is fucking working. Fan attendance sure ain't fucking working. The second coming of Jesus, Trevor Lawrence, ain't fucking working. So goddamn it, hoes, go do ho shit. Help out Urban Meyer. Free Urban Meyer.
Give him a reason to choose a wonderful tight end. That's all I'm saying.
And happy birthday to every fucking day, because it's your birthday every fucking day, Mike fucking White. Your number one fan, Nori.